Breaking right now. Copycat Meghan Markle is facing another humiliation after it emerged that she has ripped off Pamela Anderson's cooking series.
Another day, another Meghan Markle disaster. This time, royal biographer Angela Levin is calling out Meghan for allegedly ripping off none other than Pamela Anderson's upcoming show, and the internet is not holding back.
In plain sight. Let me bring in Angela Levin, our royal mastermind, Prince Harry's biographer. Angela, we're going to take a look now at some of the pictures which show so clearly that rip-off, copycat, whatever you want to call it, Meghan Markle is at it again. But can you believe she's been so revolting to actually do this to Pamela Anderson, someone who is very high profile in Hollywood, has reinvented herself and actually came up with an original idea?
Yeah, it's growing worse and worse, isn't it?
Yes,
like
it
some
is.
sort of weed that grows up the wall, because she's getting more and more dangerous and she's getting more and more confident to not care about anybody. I'll tell you in a minute about the Patent and Trademark Office, which is actually very interesting about her. But with Pamela, they're both doing the same sort of thing. It's absolutely extraordinary, isn't it? Both have got trailers, both have come out soon, both have got huge fanfares, both invite friends and famous guests to join them, see the cooking. Pamela's show is called Cooking with Love, Meghan's Love from Meghan. You know, it's Pamela's came out in October 24, and those on Meghan's side will obviously say and have said, oh, what's happened is the similarities are coincidental rather than deliberate. Watch this space. Well, she has messed about, hasn't she? It's obvious that she's stolen it.
Which is just absolutely shocking, because for folk who don't know and think that Pamela Anderson is like the person who you saw in the 90s running along the beach in a little red bikini on Baywatch, that's no longer the Pamela Anderson we're talking about. She's actually a really accomplished woman. She has a lot of strong political views, big supporter of Julian Assange. She has been nominated in this Oscar season for her role in The Last Showman as, or The Last Showgirl, sorry, as she didn't make the Oscar nominations, but she made the SAG Award nominations and she made the BAFTA Awards nominations. And she's very, very big on being natural and not wearing any makeup, which has been something which has received a lot of praise, actually. So the point that I'm making, Angela, is she is a true original Pamela Anderson. So there's no way she ripped off Meghan. But also the dates, Angela, the dates just don't match up. Pamela recorded hers first. She released hers first.
Is Meghan running out of original ideas? Or is this just another PR stunt gone wrong? Let's unpack the drama, the accusations, and the truth behind the headlines.
Yeah, that's 24, was it? 2024. Yeah, well, I think if you find out this, even if it is extraordinary that you have found it out, you change it, don't you? You stop. It's waiting there anyway. So you don't make it the same, because it's a very rude thing to do, isn't it? Because you're not thinking about them. You're only thinking about yourself, and it's extremely unkind, and neither of them will benefit for them, because it's just at the same sort of time. And it doesn't work. They're not working together. They're working differently. And the fact that who's going to win is a silly thing to do, because it's not a race. It's a case of having your friends round and being nice and providing them with things that they would like. So it's a very silly, childish way to be, I think.
Well, it is. And the fact that she couldn't even come up with an original title. I mean, yes. Come on. Cooking with Love compared to With Love Meghan. Like, it's just so obvious. As you say, Angela, it's stolen. But it's not the only one, because look at this post on X talking about Emma Weymouth, the Marchioness of Bath, had a cooking program at Longleat Estate for 9 years. And it looks very much like in particular episodes. I think this is the episode on the right, Angela, about children's birthday parties. And it looks, again, like Meghan has directly ripped that off.
Yes. Well, I think she's obviously done somebody else has done a lot of research for her to come up with all these tea parties. My view is that a lot of people nowadays don't have time to have a tea party, unless it is perhaps a children's party or the weekend, because they're too busy doing things. So to make a feeling that you have to make a tea party because that's the thing that's it at the moment is very childish and ridiculous. And to be overexcited about what you're doing when you must know in your heart that other people are doing the same as you before you, and they could well be better than you.
Indeed. But I mean, this is the type of thing, Angela, that Ari Emanuel and WME, who have effectively dumped Meghan because of her behaviour, her diva strokes, this is the type of thing they should have been able to help with if she'd been prepared to listen. But of course, that's the problem when you say, no, I know everything. I'm the Hollywood star. I'm the Duchess. I don't need to know about what your advice is because I know best. And she doesn't. She was a D-list actress. You know, she has no experience in the business world. What a joke. Oh, I'm going to be chief executive. Oh, lunatic.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is going back to the photographer who said that nothing's changed between 2018. We know that 2018, she wanted to be successful in Hollywood. She wanted to be the lead in a film. She wanted to do so many different things, and not one of them have taken off. And how you can then say it is the same, it means that all their attempts have been disastrous, because that's what she wanted, and she hasn't got any of it. Let me tell you what was in the Mail on Sunday about the documents she filed in the US Patent and Trademark Office. This was in October 22. We didn't know she was doing that. And her lawyers applied for permission to sell aprons and other kinds of clothing, along with a long list of products, including jams and dog biscuits. But she used the name As Ever.
So here's the scoop. Meghan is reportedly developing a new lifestyle show. Think food, home, wellness, California chic vibes for Netflix.
As Ever name. It wasn't any of the other ones. She was doing that 3 years ago. She's pretending she's just done it now, but she's not. So she's not even honest. Yes, that means she changed her name about the ARO long before it was announced. And then in Uspato issued a 145-page partial rejection of Meghan's trademark application in July 2023, saying she could not sell clothing because her company's name is too similar. Again, she dumped ARO well, and she got all flustered, and she didn't take any notice. Well, these are organizations that her lawyers go to, and she should have listened to them. She had since 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Has she done anything? No, because she's the one in charge, but she won't actually move. If she wants something, we've seen that, haven't we? The royal family and everything that's going on. If she wants something, she's going to stay there till she gets it. But she's failed now, and she won't get back for any of that, I'm quite sure.
And it's very difficult to find people defending Meghan Markle these days, but one man who has is Sir Trevor McDonald. He was the UK's most famous newsreader for a period, black, of course. And in an interview with Saga magazine, he has said, or it's a column actually for Saga magazine, he has said, Meghan too could have brought a new dimension to the monarchy. By having a different background, perhaps she could have changed how the royal family is perceived by those who never felt a strong connection before. Yet it seems to me that precisely because of those differences, she never stood a chance of being accepted. To be blunt, she is a foreigner, an American, a divorcee, a former actress. She was black. She was never given a chance to prove himself. Now, you responded to Trevor McDonald's comments on X, Angela, writing, Meghan planned everything. She never wanted to stay in the UK because it was too small for a global thinking person like her. Sir Trevor should remember her nasty lies about the late Queen and Princess Catherine, how warmly she was welcomed and given engagements she chose. Hasn't he noticed that she is all about her, not the nation or its people? And Angela, I agree with every word you just said then. And unfortunately, I'm very disappointed with Sir Trevor MacDonald trying to make this an issue of race when it so obviously is not.
I'm not really. He's a nice man. He's in his late 80s, and I think he hasn't been reading the papers or watching television like we do, because we're still, what's going on, what's going on. And he said that out of kindness. I think it's a ridiculous thing to say, but he wouldn't actually have remembered what she said about the Queen or the Duke of Edinburgh even, and how shocking her behaviour has been. So I felt I wanted to say that. But he is a nice man, and I don't think he wants any harm. But like you, I hate it when people say it's because she's black, because I know the king was delighted to have her because he thought she was interested in music and all the things that he liked. He told me it, that he was really, really pleased, and he didn't mind two hoots that she was married to somebody else before, because he said she'll realize how we all operate. He was full of fun and delighted her. In any case, they have a lot of people of all different colors in the royal family who help out, and I think that that's very cruel to say that they didn't want her because she was black, because that's got nothing to do with it. Absolutely nothing.
But almost immediately, comparisons were drawn to Pamela Anderson's own show, which focuses on home renovations and coastal living, set to debut soon on another major platform. The formats, the aesthetic, even the tone, eerily similar, according to critics and fans.
Angela, James Hewitt. Do you remember him? James Hewitt?
I interviewed him 3 times, and I had to, it wasn't my job really, but I was given the job of actually getting the money, how much we had to pay him to be interviewed by me. And it went on and on and on. He was asking the most ludicrous amount of money. And I was trying to get him down a bit. Paul, sort of the editor, liked me to do it, which goodness knows why. But anyway, I'm quite good at bargaining. And he showed me all the pictures and the letters and what he was going to do. And he was determined to make a load of money on Diana about it, and on one hand, and on the other hand, saying how much he loved her. Well, actually, I don't think that's the way people show their love for anybody.
Well, no, indeed. And the problem is, Angela, he is still cashing in on Princess Diana, something that will very much annoy her.
He's been very ill,
Yeah, and he seems to have come out the other side, but he appeared on Good Morning Britain.
Here we are again.
Here we are again, because he appeared on Good Morning Britain. And look, he was talking about a Ukraine charity or something like that. But Richard Madeley just hammered him time and time and time again about Diana. But specifically, I guess the interesting point is he asked, because, look at this picture, Angela. There is Prince William with James Hewitt. He definitely knew the children pretty well, actually, back in the day. So he was asked about what Diana would have done in terms of the fallout between William and Harry.
Any mother would be just grief-stricken at the kind of separation that we've seen between Harry and Wills. Do you think she would have been able to make a rapprochement possible?
I think any mother would be worried and concerned about such a rift, as you put it, and she'd do her best to try and get them together.
Of course she would.
Angela, what did you make of it, and do you agree?
Well, I mean, he's not anybody with any ideas that would be helpful. I think Diana wouldn't have let it to get this far. That's different. And she did love them both, but she did know that Harry was beyond being a rascal. And you can't really force people like that. My feeling, because I knew her quite well while she was alive, that she doesn't like people like Meghan. She likes very different sort of people, and that's who she hoped that the children would marry. But I would never listen to him about anything, because you can't trust him either. And it was just a getaway question, wasn't it?
Angela Levin's takedown isn't just about a TV show. It's about credibility, originality, and authenticity. And right now, Meghan's brand is looking shakier than ever. Like this video if you think originality still matters. Drop a comment. Was this an innocent coincidence or another calculated PR move? Don't forget to subscribe for the real stories behind the royal headlines. I'm watching the Markle brand collapse in real time. And trust me, it's just getting started.